Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Career Mode episode number 68. And this is it. We are right at the end of the season. And first up for us as we go to wrap up the season, we have a classic with some longer cobbled sections in this one. Not bringing necessarily our top team to this, though. It's a pretty low-end group, and we're giving a lot of guys a day off. So as a result, we won't show the entirety of this race, but we will skip into, final 50, 60K or so. Just under 60K to go. Two double sections of cobbles left in the race, and we're coming up on the first of those double sections now. I've got Gregory Daniel in the break. This is that kind of race where sometimes the breakaway hangs on, and sometimes a breakaway rider dropping back late can have a big impact if the breakaway gets enough of a gap. This is not looking like one of those races, though. We at most had just over 3 minutes. It's down to 1:30 now, and we just really aren't maintaining much of a pace. So Daniel's just kind of on cruise control right now as we approach our next cobbled section, just 1K away now. We'll go ahead and stay with him as we approach it. But Cassart nearly done. Peloton still at 115. They're just starting to drop some riders. This is a 4-star section at 3.5 kilometers, and this is the same section that will hit at the beginning of the double stint next time. So this is a pretty intense section. That 1.5-minute gap, not likely to hang on very long, but at this point, it's all about just survival and making sure your group doesn't split off like potentially the 63 of us that are now away from the 61 behind. Will they remake contact? They got a decent chance of doing that, but there's definitely a good chance that they won't regain contact. Excuse me. Meanwhile, Cassart has gone out the back, so we're going to have to set him to auto. And let's see, who is he protecting? Ooms, that's our main guy. So let's get Bennett on that task now. And that means Godfrey's going to be alone. Do I want him? Yes. Over Garfield. So this one's just 1 star. And the Peloton, at the moment anyway, is holding. It's just the 58 riders now. So that does change things a little bit. Pace is starting to pick up in the breakaway, so let's speed up with it. All of a sudden, Kreuziger and us, Daniel, are the only ones that are really doing anything, and that's not Kreuziger who's attacking, so the guy who wasn't participating is the one who's leaving off the group. So it looks like we're going to have to pull him back ourselves. This is not a cobbled section. This is a very glitchy map that's not really terribly well done.
The weather plays a vital role in any race, but when there's a cobbled section, its contribution can be vital.
Okay, Dianigi is fading, and it looks like he's going to be going out the rear of the Peloton before too long. Let's go ahead and use his gel now while he's still here. It might help him hang on a little bit longer. Cassart, meanwhile, is just struggling. So just 47 riders now in the Peloton, so it's shrinking. This is going the right direction. And meanwhile, Daniel is not getting any rider support in catching. So let's see if we can maybe attack these guys and make contact once again. And there we go. Back into relay. So the 4 of us back together, it's only 20 seconds. I'm not sure why I bother. Those 2 cobbled sections still to come, and that's all that's going to be left. We're pushing way too hard now, so back off, back off, back off. And he's out of energy. Let's go ahead and use his gel, see if he can hang on a little bit longer. He's now among the last 3 riders off the front. The guy who escaped is the one who's now gone. Let's go ahead and set you to auto. You're not going to last much longer here, Daniel. No drop back to help. He's just done. Meanwhile, Dianigi is as well. He's finally been dropped. 47 left in the peloton. That includes those 4 breakaway riders who were just caught. Daniel's still here, but he's not going to last long. And when we hit this cobbled section, we need to make sure we are up near the front. And actually, the peloton is growing in size a little bit now that the breakaway is caught. Ooms. This is not where I want you to be for this. So let's use Bennett and bring you forward. We are 2.5 kilometers away. Gaudry and Garfield. Let's also bring them into the mix. Alright, there's what I'm... Daniel's recovered, actually. Where are you? Let's see if you can get onto Ooms' wheel. We're going to take all of these guys. And we're going to do something here. So, Dianigi, set you to auto. You're not going anywhere. Daniel's very tired. He's probably not going to be useful, but we'll try to see. We'll get him up here. And I'm going to use... Gaudry's the best sprinter and looking pretty good today. And then Garfield's looking pretty good today. Bennett, not so great. What? Wait. What? What did I just do? Did that wrong? Can't read, apparently. Or my eyes are going. That's also a thing. Oh, not Bennett. Yes, Bennett. Oh, yeah, that's right. Daniel's at the back. Alright, we are just 2K away. Bennett's already up near the front now, and we want him to not drift back, but definitely not attack at a 99. Let's... 78, that's good. He's right there near the front. We want to be at the front when we hit this, which is in just a moment. So Bennett now brings it forward into the cobbled section, and now we're going to accelerate a little bit. Now we're going to accelerate a little bit more. Main thing here is not get dropped, not to do too much damage. Oh, Garfield with a puncture.
We can see that the pack is increasing the pace. It's going to be difficult to break away now.
We're going to take Garfield out of the mix. We're following Gaudry now. Okay, Garfield with a puncture. That's going to be costly. He's going to lose the group for sure. Oh, not quite. Garfield, come on. Bring it up, bring it up. He's caught back here in a group. Also, Bennett. Bennett's done. And we're about to get ourselves dropped here if I don't do something. So, Gaudry. And it just happened 13 riders away. Make that 12 riders away. But they are right there. Gaudry. You gotta come forward. Pull them back.
15 kilometers to the finish line. And there's an attack at the front. He could go all the way.
Now 8 riders getting away. We're gonna go ahead and hit this one. Meanwhile, Garfield is doing what? Where are you? Oh, he's right here in no man's land. Auto. Bennett on auto. We've shattered our group. We're now... Oh, we got blocked. $12K. This is all we've got. We need to... Okay. Gaudry, we're going to wait a little bit for your gel to kick in. We're going to have Ooms come forward just for now. Our only chance is catching these guys. And nobody else in this group is going to make that happen. So we're going to allow Gaudry's gel to kick in and have him hang on for a moment while we catch up. That whole Garfield fiasco. Nope, there goes Gaudry. About to make contact with these guys. There we go. We're not worried about the one ahead. We're going to race for second or hope that somebody can pull it back because we just spent a lot on that effort. 9 riders. And they are attacked. I'm maintain position at 99, and I get left behind. Come on now. 5K to the finish. Gel. This guy comes back at us. 4K to go. Ooms has a little bit of a sprint, and they're starting to attack again. And that's what got us left behind. They all attacked. Now they're going to sit up. But we don't have much left in the tank here. We are catching our man. 1.7K. Stay near the front. Stay near the front. We don't have much to attack here. We're in a group of 10 for the top 10. There we go. Sprint, 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 sprint. I said sprint. I clicked on it. I clicked on it. He didn't sprint. It wasn't going to make a difference. I think we were exactly where we are, which is 6th place. Could have been more, but W Share here is a pretty good sprinter. Churches has a little turn of pace. Not bad. 6th place. Godry in the next group. Good for him. 13th. Garfield. Decent chance here near the front of this group. Misses the top 20 by a small bit. He goes 21st. Bennett takes 28th. Dini coming to the line now. There's Daniel. 35th, 56th, and finally Cassart, 3.6K. Nothing left to ride for, but might as well ride. 2.7. 2.2. 1.9. Get that little acceleration to the front of the group. 1K. Now accelerate and attack the final corner. Cassar wins the group. 110th. Top 10 is not bad, considering we are not a Cobbled Classics team. So next year, of course, we're going to be a bit better in that discipline. Ooms, you can see from his profile now, the grayed out profile, he's got like 2% yellow bar and I think maybe 1% red bar, so that's about all we could have managed with him. And so even if it sprinted when I wanted to 50 meters earlier, 100 meters earlier, he would have ran out of energy just before the end. He would have been exactly where he was. So we weren't winning in that. We spent our energy just getting back in that final group of 10, as it ended up being. Just pulling that group back was where all of our effort went. Same with Godry. That's why he finished a bit further down. But that was very much necessary to be in the top 10 and not settling for 9th place at best. So that did pay off, pulling them back. Unfortunately, the Garfield fiasco, his flat tire, his puncture, is what led to the issue up ahead, which I should have just let him be in that moment, but he recovered so quick that I focused on him for just a little bit, and then we ended up with a gap up at the head, up at the front, and that gap was preventable. That gap was what was it, Bennett? I think it was Bennett who ran out of energy and was pulling at the front, trying to keep us at the front so we didn't have any sort of separation. He ran out of energy, he slowed down, and then the gap opened just in front of us. That is on me. Otherwise, Ooms would have been in a better place. He would have been in this group. Godry might have been in this group. We might have had a lead-out rider who was just about out of energy, but either way, and Ooms would have had energy and would have been able to actually race it out here and not just kind of effort in the that final K or two. We caught the group, which is great, but he didn't have much left in the tank to do anything with it. I mean, we finished in the middle of the group, which isn't bad, but he might have finished even better. Top 5, top 3. The win certainly wasn't out of the question. All right. Munsterland. That's flat. I'll quickly bypass that one. Del Amelia could be an interesting race, but no, we're not going to spend our time on that. No reason. These are very low-profile races, but we will see another classic race, so we'll get another chance. It's the same course, so I'll see you for maybe just the final cobbled section of the Tour de Vendée, because I'm bringing most of the same guys with me to this one, though Narvaez and Evenepoel will be here. This could be Narvaez's last race for us, unless it is. It is. So Narvaez's last race. Of course, he'll be supporting the team because, well, his cobble rating's a 69. That's not that bad. He is on a fitness peak right now. Could put him into the 70s. We'll see. The race is done and over with, but the results are in from the individual time trial at the World Championships. And Felchi and James Mather both have gotten into the top 10. Brandon McNulty just missing the top 10 in 12th. Another American, Paulus, in 11th. So quite the result there for the team. But it's Rowan Dennis by 13 seconds over Rigoberto Uran, of all people, who has won the Rainbow Bands at the World Championships, at least in the time trial discipline. There was a little bit of climbing. Philipsen starts his fitness peak here for the end of the season, just in time for World Championships. And the road race should be coming up here momentarily. Not something that I'm focusing my efforts on, and I normally do, but all of a sudden the last couple of years, last couple editions of PCM, I haven't cared too much about the results. This one, very much sprint. DeMar, Grunewagen, Lampart, Pollitt, favorites. We're not on the list for Philipsen. He is not quite at that level. But we definitely need some sprinters. So Miguel Bryan, you're in. In fact, other than Vermeulen, you might be the best in the discipline. And then we want somebody with flat rating. That's Taylor Phinney. We have one choice left, but I don't necessarily need these guys. Well, they're all sprinters, so maybe we keep them. And I will end up letting one or two of my guys go home without participating. What? Good acceleration and better flat rating for Bennett. And that's enough. That's enough. We'll send them. Quick sim. So here are the results from the World Championships on the road race. It's a flat one. It's a sprint day. Rainbow Bands go to Grunewagen. DeMar takes second. Sam Bennett, Colbrelli, Gaviria, Viviani, Matthews, Simile, Whippert in the top 10. Caleb Ewan just inside the top 10. Really bad race by his standards. Nisolo, Bedial, Degenkolb. That is an all sprinter front finish. Nobody on that list is someone slow until what? Van Avermaet? And we are nowhere. Nowhere. Sean Bennett finished 54th. So I had only had one rider dropped here with 40k to go, and that was Sean Bennett. But as you could see, here's Sean Bennett back in the group. Peloton coming back together just a little bit. 3 riders off the front, just 30 seconds ahead. And we've got 44 riders now in the Peloton, including Sean Bennett. But Sean Bennett, you can see, really just at the end of his rope. But of all my team, he's the only one who's not tolerable when it comes to cobbles. And that's kind of the main reason why he has struggled so much. He's good on the flat, and he's got pace, and I think that's ultimately what's helped him keep up the time in between the cobbled sections. But he will not be around much longer. Either will Gregory Daniel, and Remco Evenepoel, which, by the way, in the quick sims of the other races, Evenepoel, that little punchy one that we bypassed, don't ask me the name, I forgot already, but he took second to Romain Bardet on that race, and they had a 10-second gap, and then there was another gap and another gap among the front runners, so just kind of pairs on the finish, and he was in the front group pairing, just couldn't finish ahead of race winner Bardet. So, hey, second place is pretty good. That's worth some points. And here we go. We are now 30K from the finish. We've already done the water at about 60K. Bennett grabbed it. And we're going to set ourselves up. Bennett's not going to be a part of this, even though he's here. He's got nothing left. Daniel can give us a little push, but Evenepoel actually is further up right now. So we'll start with Evenepoel, and we'll get Daniel following him, if we can. And then we'll go from there. Now, here's Philipsen. He's on a +5 today, which is giving him a 74. He's got fantastic resistance, and of course we know that he can win this race. And unfortunately, Ooms is feeling downright awful today, and even though he's got his wonderful cobble rating compared to everybody else, he's just not on it. So Narvaez might actually be no, not a better option. Gaudry, no. So it's still Philipsen's. We're gonna ride for Philipsen today instead of Ooms. That's happening. Narvaez is the next guy. Gaudry, that pace though. Wait. Do I want to switch these two? Gaudry, 69, 71. You know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with them being this way. And then Gaudry's going to follow Daniel. Evenepoel already at the front. We're going to use his gel right now. He's sitting fourth wheel, so there's no reason for him to go out yet. And we've still got 8 kilometers till we come up. The breakaway's done. Now we've slipped back a little bit, but it's only, we still have 7K to go. We've got time to come forward before we hit that cobbled section. I want to be at the front when it happens. Evenepoel, gel's kicking in. Let's start easing you forward here, because it is shortly after this. Meanwhile, as the road's gotten skinny, Daniel can't find his way through. So this is why it was a good idea to do it sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, Evenepoel, no reason to actually be attacking right now. Let's get the team up to you. There we go. Daniel approaching contact. There's Ooms. Here's Gaudry. Okay. There's Narvaez. There's Ooms. There's Philipsen. And Bennett. Go ahead and run resistance. Okay, we're already up front, and we're about to hit it. So Evenepoel's good. We're going to use Daniel's gel. We're going to use Gaudry's gel. This time, I do want to hit it a little bit harder than last time. Bennett, are you going to make contact? Maybe not. I think we turn onto this now. 72, and here we go. Here we go, 88 for Evenepoel. Okay, we're going to go 90 for Evenepoel. Finish your turn off. And on to Daniel. He's going to go at 93. Gaudry's ready to go. We're holding a nice front position. 42 riders left. Go auto for these guys.
There's another rider with a puncture. The sides of the road are not a tire's best friend.
Tuze with a puncture. Gaudry, gotta hang on here. Just 22 riders left, and I've got 4. Okay, Gaudry, you're gonna hold position. He's not gonna make it much longer here, but he will make it a little time. Except here comes a big acceleration. 6 riders attacking Gaudry. We want to cover that. Narvaez, go ahead and use your gel. You're gonna be coming up here very soon.
That's another rider with a flat tire. The road is really treacherous.
Okay, we have a group of 4. Gautry and Narvaez actually opened up a little gap, but here's Ooms remaking contact. And Phillipson, and that pulls it back together, but one rider is getting away. Gautry about to run out of energy. So we're going to go like this for just a moment, and then it's going to be Narvaez attacking from here. And we don't want to go full 99, but we do want to pull back Martinez. And how do we want to do this? We want to pull him back, so Narvaez go pretty hard, pull him back, make sure he's not gone. Oh, just about to make contact. Gautry's still here. But let's set you to auto. I'm just going to have to finish this job of catching up. Phillipson's here, and Phillipson's looking good. And there we go. Now we have a group of 3. You're going to relay pretty hard here, Ooms. 14-second gap. They're chasing pretty hard, but it's just 8K to go.
Crossing a cobbled section is a technical exercise. That's why some specialists don't hesitate to reconnoiter.
Ooms, go ahead and sit up. We've got 10 here. Ooms is going to allow a little bit of recovery, but we're seeing new attacks. And I think Phillipson's going to have to start covering these himself. Ooms, we're just going to sit up. Phillipson, I don't want you to waste your energy, but I don't want to get dropped here. Okay, others are doing the chase. That's good. Just go ahead and stay in place. Nope, they're just staying on attack.
There are just 5 kilometers left.
Okay, final 9. Use your gel. Phillipson could win this thing. Phillipson could absolutely win this thing, but Zednik Stibar is here. The Wolf, these are the best cobbled guys. 3K to go. 3K to go. 2.9. Phillipson absolutely can win this thing. He's got the speed to do it, but he doesn't have any support. But neither do they. 2K. Okay, we want to get to the front, get to the front, get to the front. 1K. And sprint. Sprint, Phillipson. Come on, where's your sprint, buddy? Where's your sprint? There it is. For the victory. Jasper Phillipson, and we got him there. Lovely. +5. Race day condition. Absolutely what made that one happen. A sprinter in this group. He's the only sprinter in this group. Of course he was going to win this thing, right? Right. Gautry manages 11th. Nice. First of the next group. Ooms looked like he was right next to him and somehow only 15th. Narvaez 19th. I'm not worried about those guys now because we got the win. Phillipson had plenty of energy left too. Could have started earlier. I knew we had that big right-hander before the end, and that definitely held him up a little bit. But coming out of the right-hander, his acceleration was completely unmatched by anybody else. Stibar was the favorite, but he's going to have to settle for second. Nobody had Phillipson on their radar for this one, as he is not a good classics guy. Not a good cobbled classics guy, but that +5. Oh, man, that makes a difference. Makes a good rider. Great. Even Daniel took 22nd. Venipol still managed 36th. Bennett, the only one who finished down the order a bit, 68th. Much better than our turnout on the last time we were on this circuit, which was just a little bit ago. Same race circuit, different race technically, but different opponents that we were up against. Stibar, the Wolf, they weren't at that last one. So the competition slightly tougher this time. Ooms should have been up there, but again, a -3, just like a +5 really helps. -3 really hurts. And it was a tough day for him. And in the end, he worked for Phillipson, who got the race win. Because, you know, why not? Phillipson's been winning everything all year long. Wonder if that's enough for first in team. It's not. AG2R and Flandrin. Wow. Alright, well, this is just about the end. Final days. Balance is looking pretty good. 717,000 heading into next year. We made so much money down the stretch at the end of the season that my concerns over finances for next year, if we get promoted to World Tour, nothing to worry about. We will lose some money next year, but I don't think it'll be much. This is same day. We'll let this one go. Felci takes 12th. And, oh, there's more? What do you mean there's more? I don't remember signing up for all these. Il Lombardia is still coming. Okay, and Perry Tour. Well, dang. We still got a couple of races left here, don't we? I so feel like we're done, but Evenepoel could do something at Il Lombardia, possibly. I thought for sure we were done. Yeah, we keep 14th, so we are definitely going to see promotion. I think the market closes in like 3 days, and there's nobody good left to sign. Philipsen all the way up to 11th in World Tour rankings, leading Continental. Evenepoel 3rd. And the Super Prestige, Philipsen in 2nd. On a Continental Pro team. And has 28 victories. That's just crazy. Here we are leading the Continental. That's just about secured. Dimension Data, the only ones even in the neighborhood. Everybody else forgot what city we were racing to and got left behind. And in the Super Prestige, we've bounced back all the way up to 5th now. Just points ahead of Bora Hansgrohe, but man, oh man. How have we managed to do this season? It's pretty incredible what we've managed to pull off on a limited World Tour schedule. Quick sending almost every Continental race that we've had this year, most of them anyway. 2nd in victories with 36. So much of that, right? 28 of that is Philipsen. And, you know, you see it head to head. He's not the best sprinter. It's just timing. It's just timing. And that's what I do. That's why I do. That's why I do better on sprints. It's just timing. The mountains, there's so much that goes into it, and most of it's the attributes. And if you're not better, you're not going to win. We hang in there. We do all right, and we get results, and Evenepoel is well placed again and again. But he's not winning much of that. But we definitely have our team leaders this year, and they have done their job well. Perry Bourges, and we've managed a 1-4-8-16 finish. Evenepoel taking the win over Sergio Maurice and De Vrient. A little bit punchy that one was, and I think that was enough to win the team classification. We do 4 seconds over 1-2 Group Gobert. And now we're finally down to the last few races. So Il Lombardia, Paris Tour, the Guangxi Chinese World Tour race, and it's a 6-stager. It's all sprints, and then chrono donations. I do enjoy the chrono donations, and Il Lombardia, I will bypass the other 2 this year, even though I do generally like doing Paris Tour. But that way we'll only have 2 races left on the season. So next episode will have to be the introduction to the new season. But I do think that today, if I'm not mistaken, is the final day of the transfer window, and we're secure that we are going to be in the World Tour. So we have managed to do it. we will be in the World Tour for next season, and we will see the beginning of that World Tour cycle in the next episode because there is just 2 races to air, and we'll just catch the later stages of Il Lombardia, final few riders of Chrono des Nations, so 15-20 minutes of coverage for those 2, and then from there we can roll into that new season, at least with our preparations. Speaking of preparations, it's very late in this episode for you to be hearing this, so I will bring it up again in the next one, and feel free to join in the conversation in the comments below for both this episode and the next episode. But pending sponsor objectives regarding the 3 Grand Tours, the Giro, Tour, and La Vuelta. For those 3 races, if there are no sponsor objectives forcing my hand, and there certainly could be for 1, 2, or all 3 of them, very well could be, but maybe not. Pending those sponsor demands, those objectives, my intention is to mix it up a little bit for the Grand Tours. By mixing it up, I'd like to do 3 things over the 3 Grand Tours. I'd like to go for the GC in one of them. I'd like to go for stages and points classification for one of them, like we did last time. And then I'd like to go for KOM classification and stages in the other one, something we didn't get to this time. We tried to do that with Narvaez. At one time, he just wasn't strong enough as a mountain climber, and you definitely needed a mountain climber. So it would kind of need to be Evenepoel, instead of going for GC, is going for the KOM. That sort of thing. So initial objectives for next season, I'm looking at mixing it up in that way. But what order? Which tour would I do that in? Of course, there's going to be at least one objective in there, and that's just going to force my hand. But what would you like to see? Where do you think I should fit those in? What's the better race to go for the points classification, to go for the GC? Let's be honest. GC is hardest on the tour. It is. That's the best race. It's the top race. Best riders are there. The toughest climbs are there, and I don't think we're going to be competitive in the GC if we went for GC there. So is that a good place to send Philipsen instead and go for a bunch of stages and try to beat out long-term dominant man in Peter Sagan and others for that points classification, which we won last year in, what was it, the Giro? We dominated that, so we already know we can do that, but can we do that at the Tour? Can we win at the Champs-Élysées? Likewise, KOM was a disaster the one time we went for that. We barely managed any points whatsoever. So is there somewhere that with a better climber, not puncher, that we could compete and go for and do something with that? And of course, as we know, lots of breakaway stages take place at those tours, especially in the back half of those tours as time gaps get massive. You get big groups that go off and get 20 minutes ahead and go off and win the stage. And they've got 20, 25 riders in that. Evenepoel could compete against a lot of those guys. So is there somewhere we would like to do that? Is that a La Vuelta or a Giro? And then which in that would we want to go for GC? Or do we want to go for GC twice? Do we want to go for GC at the Giro and La Vuelta and go for the points classification at the Tour? Or just throw it all out there and just say GC straight up, all 3. I don't know. Again, sponsor objectives will dictate some of that. There's a lot of options, but they will absolutely play out into the objectives at the start of the year, and how we set things up is where we go for that. Because if we're a World Tour team, we're going to have to commit to some things that I haven't in the past. I've been pretty lenient on just letting things happen with the various riders in terms of their fitness peak schedule, their objectives that they set for the year that ties in to that. I haven't messed with it. As a World Tour team, I think it's time we get busy and start controlling those schedules around the biggest objectives of the year. So as I head into that next episode, most of it's going to be prep for the new season. And again, between these two episodes, that's where we're going to have this conversation in the comments. So please feel free to join in and let me know what you think. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.